The world's most mysterious stone circle has stood for thousands of years, whispering secrets of ancient builders whose precise purpose still confounds us today. Imagine a place so powerful that people traveled across miles of open land just to witness it, yet modern science can't fully explain how those enormous stones got there or what they truly mean. There's more to this ancient wonder than meets the eye, and unraveling its secrets could change how we see history itself. Stick around, what we uncover might just rewrite what you thought you knew about human history's greatest mysteries. The construction and origins of Stonehenge. The story of Stonehenge begins long before it became the iconic monument we see today. Its construction likely spanned multiple eras, with the earliest phases involving simple circular ditches and uprights. People living in the area used local chalk and bluestone for building, but how they transported these massive stones remains one of the great mysteries. Evidence suggests that they employed a combination of rolling the stones on logs, levering them with wooden frameworks, and possibly dragging them across the landscape. These methods would have required enormous collective effort, hinting at highly organized societies capable of mobilizing significant resources. One striking aspect of its origins is the choice of material. The large sarsen stones used in the main circle are believed to have come from a source relatively nearby, but the smaller bluestones appear to have traveled from much farther away, potentially over hundreds of miles. Researchers believe that the bluestones may have been transported via rivers or even carried over land, a feat that would have taken remarkable ingenuity and cooperation. The purpose behind such efforts could have been religious, ceremonial, or astronomical, given the alignment of the stones with certain solar and lunar events. The precise reasons remain debated, but the effort involved in sourcing and erecting these stones indicates their deep cultural significance. Another intriguing aspect of Stonehenge's construction is how it clung to a specific design pattern over centuries. Different phases show evolving techniques and arrangements, implying that it was built gradually over generations rather than all at once. The arrangement of stones also reflects advanced knowledge of astronomy. The stones are positioned to mark solstices and possibly serve as a calendar or observatory. This suggests that the builders had a sophisticated understanding of the sky, which they incorporated into their monument building. The craftsmanship and planning suggest a society with both religious and social cohesion, capable of large-scale projects that required long-term dedication and shared purpose. The origins of Stonehenge are wrapped in mystery because much of its construction predates written records. What emerges is a picture of a society with complex spiritual beliefs and impressive engineering skills. Theories about its purpose range from burial site to territorial marker, to a place for rituals aimed at invoking fertility or controlling the movement of celestial bodies. Regardless of its original intent, the construction of Stonehenge showcases a rare combination of natural resourcefulness, social organization, and spiritual devotion. This combination continues to fascinate scholars and visitors alike, fueling ongoing research and speculation about how ancient peoples achieved such a wonder of the prehistoric world. Theories about its purpose, tomb, temple, or observatory. People have long wondered what exactly Stonehenge was meant to be, and over the years many ideas have been put forward. One of the earliest suggestions was that it served as a giant burial site or tomb. Archaeologists have found human remains nearby, which supports the idea that Stonehenge might have been a place where important bones or memorials were laid to rest. The arrangement of the stones gives an impression of solemnity, and some believe it was used for funeral ceremonies or ancestor worship. This theory makes sense given the prehistoric context, when burial rituals were a significant part of community life. Another common theory points to Stonehenge as a religious or spiritual temple. It could have been a site for ceremonies connecting people with the gods or spirits of nature. The massive stones seem deliberately positioned to align with specific solar and lunar events, like solstices and eclipses. That suggests it was used for calendar-related ceremonies, marking important times of the year. People might have gathered there to honor the sun, moon, or other celestial forces, seeking favor or understanding of seasonal changes. These spiritual practices could have been deeply woven into the community's beliefs, making Stonehenge a sacred place for worship and ritual. The idea of Stonehenge as an astronomical observatory emerges from its precise alignments. Some believe it was used to track celestial movements, helping ancient people predict seasonal changes so they could plan farming or hunting. The way certain stones point directly to the sunrise on summer solstice, or the sunset on winter solstice, suggests it was a way to observe and measure these critical points in the year. This wasn't just about scientific curiosity. These observations could have been tied to agricultural activities or religious festivals that depended on knowing when the seasons shifted. It's a compelling reason to think of the site as an early form of a cosmic calendar. Most experts now recognize that Stonehenge might have served multiple purposes rather than just one. It could have been a combination of a tomb, a spiritual gathering place, and an astronomical tool all rolled into one. This multifunctionality would make sense for a society that relied heavily on rituals, community cohesion, and practical knowledge about the world around them. Each new discovery about the site's alignments, artifacts, and construction methods adds layers to its mystery, but the truth probably lies in how people used it for different aspects of their lives, both sacred and practical. The incredible precision of its architecture. The stones at Stonehenge are arranged with an astonishing level of accuracy that continues to puzzle experts. Despite their massive sizes, the stones are aligned with remarkable precision, especially considering the tools and technology available at the time. For example, their placement aligns almost perfectly with the sunrise during solstices, a feature achieved through careful calculations and meticulous positioning. Such alignment suggests that its builders possessed an impressive understanding of astronomical phenomena, even without modern instruments. The construction of the monument involved placing these enormous stones with extraordinary precision. The upright stones, called sarsens, are carefully set into the ground, with some standing over 13 feet tall and weighing more than 20 tons. These stones were carved, shaped, and positioned in a way that minimized gaps and ensured stability. The horizontal stones, or lintels, sit atop the upright stones and are connected with precisely cut joints that fit together tightly. The joints are so tight that it's difficult to insert even a thin blade between them without forcing, showing skillful craftsmanship that hints at advanced stoneworking techniques. Transportation of the stones itself demonstrates incredible ingenuity. The larger sarsen stones were likely moved over considerable distances, possibly using sledges, rollers, or a combination of both, and arranged with high precision upon arrival. Geological evidence indicates that the alignment and positioning of the stones were deliberate, with some stones fitting together with almost seamless joints. All this required an understanding of careful measurement, planning, and geometric principles long before the advent of modern surveying tools. The entire layout of the stones was designed with purpose, whether for ceremonial, astronomical, or social reasons, demands an understanding of spatial relationships that aligns with complex planning. The precision of their placement suggests that the builders had sophisticated knowledge of geometry and measurement, allowing them to create such a monument that not only stood the test of time, but also reflected an astonishing level of architectural mastery. Every stone seems deliberately placed, as if each was part of a carefully crafted puzzle, revealing the remarkable technical achievements of ancient craftsmanship. Myths of Druids, giants, and alien builders. Throughout history, Stonehenge has been the focus of countless myths, legends, and wild stories that often stretch the limits of imagination. One of the most enduring tales involves the Druids, the ancient priests believed by some to have been the architects or spiritual guardians of the site. According to popular myth, Druids used Stonehenge for sacred rituals, connecting with the divine through elaborate ceremonies. This idea has persisted largely because of early 19th century romanticized notions, which link the Druids directly to the monoliths without concrete archaeological evidence. In truth, the connection between Druids and Stonehenge is more symbolic than factual, as archaeological findings suggest that the site predates the Druids by hundreds of years. Nevertheless, this myth persists, fueling the idea that ancient priests harnessed some secret or mystical power through the stones. Another fascinating myth centers on the notion that giants built Stonehenge. Tales from various cultures often feature giants capable of moving enormous stones effortlessly, shaping their landscapes with colossal strength. These stories exist partly because the stones themselves are so massive, some weigh over 25 tons, and moving them without modern machinery seems nearly impossible. In this mythic view, the stones are thought to be the work of giant beings who either constructed or arranged the megaliths as part of their sacred landscape. In many stories, these giants are portrayed as ancient ancestors or mythical beings who once roamed the land, leaving behind monuments that only their mighty kin could have built. This idea captures the imagination because it offers a supernatural explanation for the impressive scale of Stonehenge, appealing to humans' natural tendency to attribute mysterious feats to extraordinary creatures. Then there's the modern myth that extraterrestrial beings were involved in the creation of Stonehenge. This story gained popularity during the rise of UFO culture, with some enthusiasts suggesting that the stones were somehow aligned with alien technology or signals. According to this theory, aliens visited Earth in ancient times and either helped build the monument or left it as a marker or a celestial calendar. Evidence often cited by supporters includes the precise alignment of the stones with solstices and lunar cycles, which some interpret as advanced astronomical knowledge. Skeptics, however, argue that these alignments can be explained through human observation and ingenuity. Nevertheless, the idea of alien builders has captured people's curiosity because it offers an attractive, if unlikely, explanation for how such a mysterious and sophisticated structure could have been constructed so long ago, before the advent of modern technology. All these stories, whether rooted in historical misunderstandings or modern imagination, serve to deepen the mystique of Stonehenge. They reflect human fascination with the unknown and the desire to connect impossible feats to beings beyond our understanding. As new discoveries are made, some myths fade slightly, but each new piece of information often sparks fresh stories and theories. The mystery remains vibrant, fueled by the fact that no definitive explanation exists, only whispers of giants, spirits, or aliens whispering through the stones. Scientific studies and unexplained findings. Scientists have long turned their attention to Stonehenge, trying to unravel its mysteries through various methods like ground surveys, chemical analyses, and digital imaging. These studies have provided valuable clues about the origins of the stones, how they were transported, and the technological skills of ancient peoples. For example, researchers have analyzed the composition of the sarsen stones and determined they likely came from the Marlborough Downs, which is several dozen miles away. Yet, questions remain about how these massive stones, some weighing tons, were moved over such distances without modern machinery. The methods used, like sledges, rollers, or possibly even water transport, are still debated, and no definitive answer has emerged. Some findings have deepened the intrigue, revealing anomalies rather than clear-cut facts. Advanced techniques such as remote sensing, including LiDAR, light detection and ranging, have uncovered hidden features around the monument, subterranean structures, pits, and alignments that weren't visible to earlier excavators. These discoveries suggest that Stonehenge might have been part of a much larger complex of ritual sites, yet why these features were placed where they are, and what they precisely signified, remains puzzling. The purpose of some structures nearby, and their relationship with the main circle, is still a mystery that science hasn't fully unraveled. Unexplained findings also include strange isotopic signatures in the stones and surrounding soils that suggest complex prehistoric trade networks. Researchers have found traces of materials that didn't originate locally, implying that ancient builders might have transported not only stones, but also other artifacts or materials over long distances. This hints at a social organization far more sophisticated than previously thought. However, the exact origins of certain stones, like the bluestones believed to have come from Wales, continue to provoke debate. Some argue that transportation was a monumental effort involving hundreds of people, while others suggest more elaborate theories about ritual or divine intervention. Despite modern technology, many aspects of Stonehenge still defy explanation. For instance, how ancient peoples aligned the stones with solstices and celestial events with such precision continues to fascinate. The exact purpose of some alignments and their relationship to astronomical phenomena remains speculative, because no written records from that time directly explain what early builders intended. This blend of scientific material analysis and unconfirmed hypotheses keeps the mystery alive, inspiring centuries of curiosity and debate. Every new study seems to raise more questions than it answers, ensuring that Stonehenge remains one of history's most enigmatic structures. Astronomical alignments and solstice rituals. At the heart of Stonehenge's enduring mystery lies its precise alignment with celestial events, particularly the solstices. The massive stones seem deliberately placed to frame the rising sun during the summer solstice, creating a spectacular view where sunlight illuminates specific parts of the monument in a way that feels almost intentional. On that day each year, the sun rises just over the heel stone, casting a beam of light that travels directly into the center of the circle, touching the altar stone. This alignment suggests that the builders had a keen awareness of the solar cycle, possibly using the monument to mark seasonal changes, or to facilitate rituals tied to the sun's journey across the sky. It's widely believed that these astronomical alignments weren't accidental, but part of ceremonial practices. The solstices mark significant moments in the year, likely connected to agriculture, fertility, or spiritual observances. People may have gathered at Stonehenge to honor the sun's return after its longest night, celebrating the promise of new life and growth. The positioning of the stones intentionally captures the sun's movements, turning the entire site into a giant celestial calendar. Such planning demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of the natural world, something that would have required careful observation over many years. Beyond the summer solstice, other celestial events also appear to be significant at Stonehenge. The winter solstice, when the shortest day of the year occurs, reveals a different alignment. During those days, the sunset appears to align with specific stones in a way that suggests the site was used for more than just solar observations. Some scholars propose that these alignments created a cycle reflecting both the light and dark phases of the year, possibly serving as a link between the human and the spiritual realms. These rituals link the people with the cosmos, emphasizing harmony, renewal, and the passage of time. All of this points to the idea that Stonehenge was more than a static monument. It was a dynamic space for societal gathering, spiritual reflection, and astronomical tracking. The way the stones align with the sky underscores a complex knowledge that might have been passed down through generations. Rituals during solstices could have involved dancing, offerings, or storytelling, all centered around the cosmic dance occurring right above them. The precise planning and craftsmanship suggest that astronomers of the ancient world used Stonehenge not just as a calendar, but as a sacred space where heaven and earth met during key moments of the year. The spiritual energy of the site. People have long believed that Stonehenge is more than just a pile of ancient stones. It's a place where unseen energies and sacred vibrations converge. Many visitors and spiritual explorers feel an odd sense of connection the moment they walk onto the site, as if the atmosphere itself hums with a quiet power. This sensation isn't rooted in scientific proof, but is often described as a profound feeling of harmony, calm, or heightened awareness. It's as if the site acts as a conduit, channeling energies from the earth and sky, creating a space where the spiritual world feels closer and more accessible. Certain natural features seem to amplify this sense of energy. The alignment of stones, particularly with celestial events like the solstice, suggests that ancient builders intentionally designed a place for spiritual rituals, an energetic nexus that responds to the movements of the sun, moon, and planets. People often report feeling an increase in their own energy, inspiration, or emotional clarity during these celestial alignments. Some believe that these moments activate an ancient, dormant force within the land itself, awakening a collective sense of sacredness. The landscape surrounding Stonehenge, with its rolling hills and fields, is also thought to have a magnetic or ley line connection. Ley lines are believed by some to be invisible pathways of spiritual energy that crisscross the earth. When standing at Stonehenge, many say they can feel these lines, as if the stones sit at a crossroads of spiritual currents. This has prompted numerous spiritual groups and New Age followers to see the site as a portal or energetic gateway, where different worlds or dimensions might intersect. It's a place that beckons not only scientific curiosity, but also spiritual curiosity, drawing people to tune into their own inner energies and the subtle vibrations of the earth. For those who practice meditation or energy work, Stonehenge becomes a focal point of power. Sitting quietly among the standing stones, some report experiencing a shift in consciousness, an opening of the mind, or a deep sense of peace. During solstices and eclipses, these feelings are said to intensify, as if the entire universe aligns to create a heightened state of spiritual awareness. That's why so many come here, seeking not just historical wonder, but also a glimpse into something larger, a divine rhythm, an ancient pulse still echoing through time. What Stonehenge still hides today? Beneath the rolling Salisbury Plain, where the massive stones stand in silent vigil, many layers of mystery still linger. Despite centuries of study and speculation, the full story of what lies hidden beneath the ground remains incomplete. Archaeologists know that the landscape surrounding Stonehenge is rich with ancient artifacts, buried structures, and clues to its purpose, but the exact arrangements and connections continue to elude complete understanding. Hidden pathways, possible burial sites, and perhaps even smaller stones that once accompanied the main circle might still be buried out of sight, waiting to be uncovered with the right technology, or a fortunate discovery. Scientists and explorers have used ground-penetrating radar and other non-invasive tools to scan beneath the surface, revealing subtle anomalies indicative of ancient construction. Yet these findings often raise new questions rather than providing clear answers. For example, there may be underground features that point to earlier phases of the site's development, perhaps additional chambers, or roads used for processions and rituals that no longer leave visible traces on the surface. These structures could change how we understand the site's role in prehistoric society. Still, without excavation, something that is continuously debated due to preservation concerns, much remains concealed, cloaked in soil and time. Another aspect frequently shrouded in mystery is the origin of some of the stones themselves. Some are believed to have been transported from distant locations, but the specific routes and methods used are partly speculative. What is hidden are perhaps even larger stones or remnants of earlier monuments that could illuminate how these massive structures were built and why certain stones were chosen. Other secrets include the precise alignment mechanisms or celestial purposes that might have guided the placement of the stones, which could be revealed through more detailed discoveries made underground. All of this adds layers to the enigma, suggesting that Stonehenge is not just a static monument, but an active puzzle still waiting to be pieced together. Finally, it's worth considering that what remains hidden isn't just physical, there could be spiritual or cultural elements buried in the landscape's deeper layers. Some believe that part of the mystery lies in the land's energy or sacred significance, which might not leave behind tangible remains, but is woven into the land itself. As new research methods emerge and explorers develop fresh approaches, the possibility remains that tomorrow's discoveries could unlock these hidden truths, casting new light on one of the world's most iconic prehistoric sites. Until then, the ground continues to keep its secrets close, whispering silent stories to those willing to listen. As we wrap up our journey into the mystery of Stonehenge, it's fascinating to see how this ancient monument continues to spark curiosity and wonder. We've learned that it was likely built thousands of years ago, as a kind of calendar, or a place for important rituals, using massive stones placed in a carefully planned layout. Despite all the studies, some questions still remain, like who exactly built it and why, keeping the mystery alive and inviting us to keep exploring. Thanks for joining me in uncovering some of the secrets of this iconic site. If you enjoyed digging into history's biggest puzzles, stay tuned, there's plenty more to discover, from ancient civilizations to other mysterious landmarks. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos that dive even deeper into our shared human story. Until then, keep pondering the past, and who knows, maybe someday we'll unravel all of Stonehenge's secrets together.